Well. Once again, everybody, Black Power. Real talk is all I know. Real talk is the only thing. I can see I shaved all this off. I don't know why I did that. Just feel like doing something different. Let me explain something to you that most of us live by our human nature, not our faith, not our religious beliefs, but it is our human nature that guides us. It is our human nature that dictates the things that we do in our life. And I want to go to the school board. The school board, your local school board, gets the majority of your taxpayer dollars. The majority of it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, if last time I checked, 45% of the local taxes, if I'm correct, from property taxes goes to the school board, and it may be less or maybe more. Or if I remember right, I hadn't checked, it could be a combination of the 45% of the local governments as well. But the school board gets the majority of your taxpayer dollars. And this one, right now, what I'm about to talk about is the Wayne County school system. Jesup, Georgia. How they are pimping you and using your children to pimp you, or pimping your children for profit and your little girls for sexuality. First of all, the cheerleading uniforms are getting smaller and smaller. The dance team uniform is getting smaller and smaller. And we are okay with that. And some of y'all parents are claiming to be some kind of Christians. Would you allow your babies, your daughters, to wear these skimpy outfits, showing the very verbiage of their damn birth canal? And y'all think that is okay? Something is seriously wrong with you all. We have our children dressing today like grown-ass women, showing stuff that they ain't supposed to. Children wearing stuff so tight and it look like skin. But we okay with that. We some weak-ass parents these days. Now, my child, with none of that when she was in school, when my daughter was in school. But let me explain to you what I'm talking about. First of all, I walked up onto last summer, not this summer, a Wayne County school function where children were washing cars to raise money. I think it was the cheerleaders, to raise money for something. And I pulled up on them, and these little girls and boys was out there, white t-shirts on, someone with no bra. And I asked the chaperones that was with them, I guess they were school teachers, y'all over this? Yeah, when they raising money in the uniform. First of all, that little girl, all these girls out here showing their butt cheeks. This is a school function, and they showing their butt cheeks, and they washing cars, and some of them ain't got no bra on. And we as parents are weak as hell for allowing this shit. That's because you are truly living by your human nature, because you think your baby girl or your baby boy is doing something sensational. Really? By showing their body parts? What would y'all do if they said R. Kelly was out? But anyway, let's get serious. So they're pimping us for sexuality, pimping our children for sexuality, our young girls. And then minors cannot consent to court. That's just like, oh, everybody preparing for the prom. I went to 3 proms in my life. 3. Now, y'all explain to me, you're dressing your girls up in these sexually tight outfits. They look so pretty and beautiful. Yeah, it's different between pretty and beautiful and dressing sexually. What do y'all think go on at proms? Junior and senior proms. What do y'all think that goes on at junior and senior proms? You're allowing your children to involve in sexual intercourse. And y'all are okay with that. That is not your Christian nature or your faith. That is your human nature. That you okay with that. Really? COVID was the best thing ever happened. My baby didn't go to the prom because I was definitely going to be the chaperone. People, y'all don't understand this. And it doesn't matter to you because you live by your human nature. Your babies do not have to dress sexuality to show things that they ain't got. And they get all that from you and the rap music of today that we listen to. The Nicki Minaj's and all them that promote this sexuality amongst our children. But we are weak as hell as parents for accepting it. But we okay with our children wearing clothes that's tight fitting. Oh, my baby got a pretty shape. But the dude down the road that's in his 40s and 50s thinks she got a nice shape too. But you okay with that. But when a grown man holler at your children because you got them dressing like grown-ass women, you got a problem with it. The world got a problem with it. But you promoting it. Unbelievable, people. Unbelievable. But now, let's get back down to the school board. Wayne County school system. Students recently had to pay over $2,000, if I'm correct, to go perform, the band members, to perform in New York at Carnegie Hall. Again, students with the band had to pay $2,000. $2,000, over $2,000 each to go to this trip to play for Carnegie Hall in New York. Now, these children didn't want that. These children know nothing about that. It is the school that brought this to the children's attention to get them to be pimped for over $2,000. Now, they said it was for to cover the kids' stay, hotel, and all that. But if the school board is getting 45% of the taxpayer dollars that's paid by the taxpayers, and the school boards dictate how much money goes where to the local sheriff department and all this. So you'll give the sheriff department, the police department, and it's just not Wayne County. You'll give them hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But your first and foremost, I'm talking to all the school board members, all in the state of Georgia and all over. Your first and foremost thing is to educate our children, not pimp them for sexuality and money. The school board gets 45% of the revenue of taxes that you pay. The parents should not be paying a damn dime to send these kids on trips that the school board has the money to pay for. Wouldn't that be child labor? I mean, wouldn't that be a violation of child labor? You cannot work a child under a certain age. I mean, to me, I think that's worth investigating. FBI, GBI, all your so-called big badass goddamn police departments. It's because some of your children are involved in this and you are allowing this and because you think it's okay. It is because you live by your human nature. Not by your faith, not by your religion, not by principles, but your human nature. Because it feels good and it makes my baby feel good and she want to go and I want to pay all this money. But the school board is pimping you for this. Our children should not be doing nothing for fundraisers to go on events when they're involved in these school functions or these sportings with football and basketball, the choir, the band, your soccer, whatever you're playing. You shouldn't have to pay a damn dime. Because if the local government, local school board is getting 45%, if I'm correct, of the revenue that's paid from property taxes, and they get money from the federal government, the state government, why in the hell are y'all pimping our children for sexuality and profit? Get this. The band members, each one had to pay over $2,000 to go on this trip that they did not initiate. These children ain't thinking about going to play for no Carnegie Hall. That is something the band director and the school board, the principals and all put together. But yet they came up with a $2,000 pocketbook that the parents had to pay. And we are so lost in our human nature as parents that we think, oh, this is a great accomplishment. For what? Your job is to first educate, not entertain. People, there is something seriously wrong with the local and state school boards in your state. When they can take your little girl's sexuality and make profit of it, and your little boys, they're pimping you for profit and sexuality of your children. But yet, like I said, the school boards, dress codes are getting skinnier and skinnier. Why is y'all allowing the cheerleaders' uniforms to get smaller and smaller? Y'all really think this is okay? Because it's tradition. It's tradition to your mindset. It's a tradition because it's your human nature. As parents, y'all think it's okay. You're allowing your children to wear 14 and 15-year-old daughters that have boyfriends. Are you serious? And the school board, also the school board of education, also support this. Our baby girls and students at games and functions hugged up like husband and wife. And y'all okay with that? This is a school function. And you control anything that goes on at a school function. This is why you're using sexuality to pimp our children for profit for the school system. Since when I thought education was free? And since when it had become a profit for you all? And I'm going to do an open records request, and I'm going to pull the school board financial records. And I'm going to see where is all this money going to. People, we got to do better. Now you tell me, your children getting ready to go to prom. Now you tell me, 14 and 15-year-old girls want boyfriends. And you allow as parents to have them. Oh, that's her boyfriend. Excuse me? That's her boyfriend? At 14, and you cool with that? So tell me this. What is the difference between a boyfriend and girlfriend and a husband and wife? I'll wait. People tell me. What is the difference between a husband and wife and a boyfriend and girlfriend? What do a husband and wife do that a boyfriend and girlfriend don't do? What's the difference? I tell you what, responsibility. I told my daughter all her life, little boys don't want but one thing from little girls, and that is it. They do not love. They love to hit whatever they can hit. I used to be one, if not one of the best. But we cool with that. We cool with our children having babies and getting pregnant and all this. We're cool with our children having boyfriends and girlfriends. Unbelievable. It is our human nature that allows this. Like I said, what's the difference between a boyfriend and a girlfriend, a husband and wife? Responsibility. The boyfriend and girlfriends ain't got nothing in common but sex. So your little girl's going to the prom. What you think gonna happen? I've been to 3 of them. And what you think I did? But we cool with that. Now let's get back on the school board, pimping your children for profit. As I said, recently, the Wayne County School band, the Yellow Jackets band, each student had to pay over $2,000 to go to Carnegie Hall and perform in Carnegie Hall in New York. That is not educational at all. Has nothing to do with their education at all. What it does have to do with is putting somebody in a financial dame, a family that's in financial situation that cannot afford that much money to send their students, when yet the school board gets 45% of all the revenue from taxes, property taxes, not to mention from the money they get from local government and federal government. So now why students have to pay to go on an event that is sponsored by the school? Our children shouldn't have to pay nothing. No football players, the track players, baseball players, all these, they should not have to pay no dues, because you get the money. The school board gets the majority of the school board of the finance of the property taxes revenue. And then you dictate how much money goes where. Out to the local governments like law enforcement, city police, county police. You dictate all this. But you make our children pay and refuse to give, like, let's say the band department. You don't want to sponsor them, or you sponsor them, but you want them to fit the bill. A sponsor fits the bill normally, and you got the money. Instead, $2,000, over $2,000 for each student. Now, how many of those students are going? Look how much money y'all just got. Are y'all going to give the children the $2,000 and let them spend it the way they want to? No. You're going to put it in one account, and what's left goes to the school. Y'all full of shit. And we as weak-ass parents fall for that. This is why I say, take your children out of these damn public schools and educate them yourself. Homeschool them. There's several ways that you can homeschool, and I got a couple of people that I'm familiar with that homeschool their children, and their children are tested on college education level in 7th and 8th grade. You can legally homeschool your children and take your child away from the school board, away from the school system themselves, and educate your children and send them to college if you do it the right way. Stop these people from pimping your damn children for profit and sexuality. You see your little girls out there, cheerleader uniform, smaller and smaller. Every year they get smaller and smaller. But as parents, we all have it. Hey, my baby looks so good. Your baby look like a little hoe. I hate to say it, I'm just being honest. That is not cool for our children to look like that as grown-ass women. Now, some of the girls are okay with that. They know how to dress and they know how far not to go, but some of them are just ridiculous with their ass cheeks showing, and your parents, you're right there just scary as hell of your children. And let me give y'all a warning. Your baby seniors in school. This is for the seniors in school. Stop buying these damn these yard signs with your children's face on it that she lives here, she graduates here. Let me tell you how the state now has pimping you again. First of all, it's dangerous. It's unsafe. Sex trafficking is real. Why would you take the risk for your baby girl or your son and put them on a poster outside your house and saying they live here? Now the sex traffickers know where to find them at and know how to follow them. Why would you take it? I'm gonna tell you why. It is our human nature that allows us that we are willing to sacrifice the very core thing that we supposed to love so much. It is like a sacrifice and put our babies at risk for our ignorance and our stupidity, because it is our human nature that drives us. And y'all are okay with that. Stop putting your children on these yard signs, opening the door for sex traffickers to follow and find out where your child at. Are y'all serious? What the hell is the school board for if they that ignorant and stupid? I'll tell you what it's for. It's to pimp you for profit and using your young daughters for profit, for sexuality. And you're okay with that. Unbelievable. We are truly in a mental conditions of our mind where we will never get it. It is because we live by our human nature. How many times I've told y'all, this is a peace sign. You see, the hands are folded at the bottom. When you do this, and a lot of girls doing it, it's because they get it from the rap music. This is a gang sign. This is a gang sign. 2 juveniles that I know got out a few years ago in jail for gang affiliation. They get this from rap music. Stop your children, your baby girls from doing this, because it could be a peace sign, because a lot of newscasters do it. All of them do it because it's our human nature to follow the mess and the conditions of the mind that rap music put our children and us in. But it is when they say it's a gang sign that you're going to have a problem with. It is then you are the one that's going to suffer when your 14 and 15-year-old daughter in prison or in jail for gang affiliation. Stop allowing to do it. It is a gang sign. It is not a goddamn peace sign. You can't be that ignorant and stupidity. But now, if you teach your children right, that's cool. All I can do is warn you. That's all I can do. But it is till when the law enforcement and the gang units say, oh no, it's a gang sign. Now your child is getting arrested for gang affiliation. Is it really worth the risk? If you want to throw up something, throw up the black power fist. Or teach them to do the peace sign right. This is a peace sign when you fold the hands. When you extend the hands, it becomes a gang sign. Peace. Stop the school board from pimping your children for profit and sexuality.